This world is broken. But we don't have to be.
The newest episode of The Walking Dead just aired early on AMC Plus, and I just watched it, and I'm about to give you my first reaction to it, my first impressions, my first overall thoughts. But before I do, this video will have some spoilers. It's not going to be a play-by-play, but I can talk about the things that I liked. So if you're interested, go watch it. Come back and watch this. And also subscribe. Do TV show discussions, movie discussions, trailer reactions, that sort of thing, video game videos, and I love The Walking Dead. I talk about every episode of The Walking Dead universe ever. If I gave you most of my thoughts about this episode, it would sound kind of repetitive because a lot of my thoughts mirror my thoughts on the last episode, which is pretty good episode, especially compared to some episodes this season, but still I feel an overall sense of disappointment because I feel like there's not many stakes, and I feel like the writing could be a lot better. I feel like the drama and the tension should be better for the final few episodes of one of my favorite TV shows of all time. But with that being said, there's actually quite a few things that I did enjoy about this episode, more than the last few, and I'm going to mainly talk about those. So first, right off the bat, Eugene's trial was good. Didn't hate it. The writing wasn't horrible. Could have been worse. Didn't love it. It wasn't amazing. However, I do like that Mercer at the end of this episode is officially on team, our survivors. That's really cool. Even though we saw that coming from a million miles away. Next, Aaron, Lydia, and their group going to Oceanside and finally seeing Luke again. We haven't seen Luke since the end of season 10. And I don't even mean the bonus episodes. I mean season 10, episode 16. We have not seen him since then. Glad that he's back. I'm really glad that we get to see him at least once a little bit in this final season. Now we just have to see Virgil, I think. Where the hell is Virgil? I mentioned stakes earlier, and that's mainly what I want to talk about in this episode, and it really is showcased a lot in one scene in particular near the end of this episode, and that's when Negan is about to sacrifice himself as the person leading this uprising, and he's on his knees, and he's about to be shot, and then they bring up Annie to go next to him, and Negan freaks out and says this wasn't part of the deal, and then Ezekiel and everyone else in our core group of survivors surround them, and it's a good scene. One of my biggest complaints about this season of The Walking Dead is it doesn't feel like there's any stakes. There's always stakes in The Walking Dead. There's usually stakes in The Walking Dead, but for a final season, I'm not afraid for anyone. I don't feel like anyone is gonna die, and even if someone does die, I really don't know if I'm gonna care at this point, and I'm being completely honest with you, and that depresses the shit out of me. I haven't felt a single ounce of stakes since season 11 started, but when Negan was on his knees, I felt some sort of tension. I felt some sort of stakes. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that my heart was racing like it has in some scenes in the Walking Dead universe, like when tensions and stakes felt real and earned and justified. But my heart did elevate just a little bit because it was a well-written scene, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, his acting in that scene really made that scene more than it was on paper. But once again, The Walking Dead and AMC is its own biggest enemy because all those stakes aren't that real because we know Negan is surviving. We know Negan has a spinoff in the works. If I had no idea about the Negan spinoff that's going to take place in Manhattan, part of me would have thought that maybe he's going to die there. It felt like maybe a cool send-off with him on his knees, just like he's putting so many people on their knees in the past and murdered them. Maybe karma is coming around for Negan. I possibly would have thought that maybe this is the moment that Negan takes his own medicine, you know what I mean, that he dies, and my heart maybe would have actually been racing, but it wasn't. But then I got to thinking, maybe they'll kill Annie. Maybe when they brought Annie up next to Negan, maybe they'll kill her. And I've been wanting a scene like this for a long time. I'm not sure if I've said it in any of my videos, but I know for a fact that I've said it to people that I know in my personal life when talking about this final season of The Walking Dead. I would love it if they put Negan in a situation so reminiscent of situations that he's put tons and tons of his victims in the past. If they had him on his knees, crying, begging, take away someone from him, murder someone that he loves, someone that he cares about, murder them right in front of his eyes while he is helpless and he can't do a damn thing about it. Put him in the shoes that he's putting so many other people in. That would be amazing. I would absolutely love to see that. And then that would change his mentality, who he is in his soul, his character, leading into a spinoff, because there would be this conflict within Negan. Like, who's he gonna be? Is he gonna become who he used to be? Is he gonna become the savior Negan who murders people and wants revenge and is cold and is heartless and is cruel? Is he gonna return to the person that he tried so hard to rid himself of? Or is he gonna try and maintain the Negan that he's become, despite the fact that he just brutally lost someone that he loves? And I would have loved it if they did that. But still, no one died. Not a single character death. We have 2 episodes left now. This was the 3rd to last episode, and still not a single character death that meant a damn to the overall series or to any of our main characters. And that is super, super disappointing to me. But again, we still have 2 episodes left. And like I said, my heart wasn't racing during that scene, but it did elevate a little bit. I did feel a little bit of stakes. So it did give me hope for the final 2 episodes. Where I thought I'd feel absolutely no tension and no stakes, I feel like the show has the potential to possibly make me feel into it in its final 2 episodes because of that scene, which I do think overall was done really, really well. Anyway, that's my quick and brief thoughts, my first overall reaction to the newest episode of The Walking Dead. We only have 2 episodes left. And yeah, I think the opportunity is off the table for this to be a great final season, but let's just hope that the final 2 episodes are good. That's all that we can really hope for, and hope that it catapults our characters into great spin-offs, because maybe the spin-offs will be great. Maybe they will. I'm really, really hopeful, especially for the Maggie Negan spin-off, because those characters, in my opinion, and the way that their respective actors put their passion into those characters is one of the best things still going on about The Walking Dead. What did you think about the newest episode? Let me know in the comments, and obviously, once again, consider subscribing. I love the Walking Dead universe. I'm going to talk about the final 2 episodes. I'm going to talk about Fear the Walking Dead, all the spin-offs, and other various videos in between. Thank you for watching, especially if you watched this far.